This gambling scandal. Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were arrested yesterday morning. At roughly 6 a.m., they got them early, so I woke up to the news. I woke up at 9 a.m. They're already arrested. Charges were out. Stories were out. Sean was already on first take. Starting off with Earl, man. What you think about this, bro? What you think?
Oh, man, it's a lot to digest. The first thing I'll say about the whole situation is this, like, they was moving crazy, man. Chauncey Billups, man. That's probably the one guy I'm most disappointed in. Like, this dude was literally living a double life. He was running casino scams at night, and he was the head coach of the Trailblazers during his regular hours, which is crazy to think about because personally, we've had a lot of conversation on the show about how the Trailblazers are on the right direction as far as like rebuilding their team. They're in a great place as far as roster construction. Pretty sure they still own their picks. Damian Lillard's come back next season, and then you got your coach doing this craziness. It's just wild. And not on top of that, obviously he was pretty much busted for the scams. I mean, the dude was moving like, I don't know if y'all seen that movie, Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
Yeah.
He was moving like that. Yeah, the card table, he had the X-ray card
glasses,
table,
bro.
He had the glasses, the contacts, everything. And he was basically like hey, I'm Chauncey Billups, come hang with me. Let's get some fun games. But if you don't pay up because I scammed you, you might not walk out of here the same way you came in, type vibe, and working with the mafia.
Mob ties.
Nice. And then
but mob ties.
Freaking Terry Rozier on top of that, bro. Like, I'm not going to say I knew, but there was some fishy stuff with Terry Rozier because obviously everybody here has had some type of experience with sports betting. Terry Rozier's lines are pretty reasonable at times. And there was this one game I remember in particular where he had a good start. And then all of a sudden it's like, boom, Terry Rozier's out for the game. No crazy injury that we can see on TV. He's just gone. And part of me feels like, man, like Adam Silver, which I know we'll get into a little bit. I think Adam Silver has officially let the integrity of the game just be lost. And this is not the first time Adam Silver has made questionable decisions, but it's pretty much a waterfall effect. What is his name? Jonte Porter. I think Porter.
He was the first. Yeah. He was the first domino to fall in all of this.
And we all know, like, I'll use this analogy. It's kind of weird, funny analogy, but like everybody knows if you see an ant, right? If there's one ant, then that means there's at least 20 to 30 around somewhere else. And that's the same concept with this NBA sports betting. If Terry Rozier was caught, if Porter was caught, there's probably at least minimum 45 plus people, NBA players, who have been secretly doing this. And now that they got the script, they know what to look for now. They're looking at bank statements. They're looking at your friends, your family members, everybody you're connected to, accounts, the overs, the unders, the medical records, really looking back if these guys were really sick or hurt. And now they know what to look for, because once the FBI gets involved, you're cooked. Like we've seen it, you're cooked. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Buddy Beasley. He got cleared on the other thing, but guess what, buddy? The FBI is knocking. Now they know what to look for, and he's probably not going to get another contract either. Yep. So to me, I'll pass it over to somebody else to kind of give their thoughts as well as we get back into it. But it's just absolutely shocking. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm. Omar, thoughts, man. Talk to us.
Man, this is just straight up disappointing. I mean, I'm not going to repeat what Earl just said, but he pretty much summed it up real well, you know. Chauncey Billups, an NBA legend, but now somebody we can't even recognize anymore. And I got to say, Earl was right about that ant thing. They did arrest like 30 people, I want to say, probably a little over 30 people, coaching staff. Kevin Garnett was involved, apparently. The Terry Rozier thing actually was a separate thing within itself, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. Terry Rozier wasn't actually connected to Chauncey Billups. They just happened to be arrested at the same time. But that was concerning things that was happening over a year ago. And guess what, guys? I don't think you know this, but the NBA is going to have to start answering some questions here. Because didn't they clear Terry Rozier?
They did.
They're going to have to ask that question because ain't no way. I can understand they don't have the wiretaps. They don't have the phone taps. They don't have the technology to properly research it. but you can hire outside investigators to go and do this. It is a process that they don't act like they could go to the police and say, hey, we think we have potential fraud. We'll maybe even give you some money to look into this. Like, you have these resources to be able to look at these things authentically. And I'm not going to go into it and think it's just Adam Silver. Adam Silver is just the face. There is so many things behind this that it's so wrapped up. And again, not trying to repeat what Earl just said, man, but he's so right. So many NBA players are doing this. If you're not, so many NBA players are doing this. Yeah. And honestly, it's probably even more common to think, well, maybe they're just betting the overs, and then they just consistently like hit that over if it's necessarily small. Let's say a player has 4 rebounds. Jalen Brunson has 4 rebounds. He grabs 5. So that's a little easier for him than normal. But like, you know what I'm saying? It's just an example. But that's what players can do. Like, there are so many different things that players can do within these games that can really boost their odds and boost their winnings. So
yeah, to go off what Omar was saying, this is really unfortunate for the league, y'all. We are off to really a historic start to the NBA season.
Yeah.
We get double overtime, OKC versus Thunder. Then Lakers versus Warriors was a good game. Then Wednesday, the opening day game where everybody plays great games. Then Thursday night, last night, amazing games again. And the fact that Wemby goes off, has one of the greatest individual performances we've ever seen.
By the way.
Yeah, BJ breaks the rookie records for most points in the debut. Literally a historic start to the NBA season. It's being overshadowed by this gambling stuff. Like, it's really unfortunate for the league that this comes up now. And it seems almost targeted. I don't want to get political or anything, but it seems targeted. They're trying to shine light over the good that's going on in the NBA, and it's very obvious. Like, y'all had all summer to do this, and y'all waited till opening night, the biggest week of the NBA season, and you break this. You let the man coach a game. Let Terry Rozier play on.
Why is the NBA allowing Terry Rozier to play? That's a question that they're going to have to ask regardless.
They arrested the man on the road. Like, they let him travel to Orlando with the team and arrested him outside of where he lives. It's just a very strange move for Kash Patel, the leader of the FBI, to lead a press conference for the NBA arresting gamblers. Is like, this thing is bigger. It's bigger than basketball at this point. The NBA, I watched Inside the NBA last night. They had Shams on there, and Charles Barkley said it verbatim. Did the NBA drop the ball on the Terry Rozier investigation? Yes. And Shams straight up said the NBA did everything in their jurisdiction to look into what Terry Rozier did. They took his phone. They looked through his phone. They did what they can do. What the FBI found is a whole nother thing. The NBA did their thing. So I don't really want to come at Adam Silver or do any of that. But he is the commissioner of the league, and what's going on under him has not been a good look. Like, it's bad. Kind of signed up for this.
Yeah. But let's hop into those details though.
Yeah, moving on with the details. Chauncey Billups was working with guys, the literal mafia, the Italian mob. 5 families were arrested. A total of 31 people were arrested with this Chauncey Billups scandal. He was allegedly rigging poker games across 11 states in the U.S. This kind of cheating involved X-ray machines built into tables to read face-down cards, contact lenses, glasses that pre-read marked cards, and secret cameras and card trays.
Oh my God.
So that's with Chauncey Billups. Damon Jones, similar to this case, but he also did on-court gambling. He's a close friend of LeBron James. Damon Jones, former player and also on coaching staff, had inside news that LeBron James was not playing from early in the morning with an ankle injury and told people close to him. And of course, the word spread around that, bet on their own LeBron or bet the other team or the under the game, something along those lines, because he knew LeBron wasn't playing before the injury report came out. This is also in 2023. So that is just with them. Terry Rozier is a complete separate thing from this.
Yeah, it's so that same thing that he was dealing with a year ago, right?
Yeah, in 2023, a year and a half ago, Terry Rozier, March 2023, we saw a huge spike of bets on his under. He allegedly told people and friends that day he was going to leave the game early with an alleged injury. Like Earl said, he was watching Terry Rozier, he was cooking, and the next thing you know, he was out the game. There were about $200,000 of bets placed on Terry Rozier's under that day, which resulted in tens of thousands of dollars in profit. This was 2023, and he was cleared by the league in 2023 or 2024 of October. So last year, almost a year ago today, he was cleared of all those things, and now the feds got him.
You know what's interesting though? I'll add on to this, guys.
Yes.
Which I was doing a lot of Twitter deep diving, because if you want to know anything in the world, just go to Twitter.
Twitter to X.
Or X, yeah. So apparently, like, Terry Rozier didn't play another game last season, by the way. Like, after that whole scandal happened, he never played another game. So my thought process is this, like Omar mentioned earlier, like, obviously the NBA has access to all these numbers. They have access to more information that they're making it seem to be, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say Adam Silver knew.
Yeah.
The problem with this is
what I was trying to say.
The problem with this is, just like Adam Silver does a lot, his best method of keeping the NBA in the spotlight is to ignore. He ignores all problems and doesn't speak on it. There's been certain situations, I'll just say it, bro. There's been situations where Adam Silver, ethically to me as a person, basically there's been a lot of situations where Adam Silver makes either the wrong decision or stays silent on situations that should be spoken up on. Like, we had this situation with a lot of NBA players who are still playing in our league who are known abusers, which we have photos, video evidence of these things happening, and he pretty much sweeps it on the rug, doesn't talk about those things, by the way. We had situations, the only time he ever really either gets quiet or works under the scene to make sure things don't get out is when it messes with his money, right? So I feel like Adam Silver knew about all this. He tried to sweep it under the rug, but everybody knows you can only hide things so long until the FBI does real investigating work where you can't hide it. And you know what's telling me that he knew too? It's because there was one statement Sham said, Jay was talking about when he watched the thing, because I watched it too. The NBA was not made aware that they would be making these arrests in the morning. Like, everything was done as a surprise. So my thing is, I honestly think the NBA was working together with the FBI and maybe, allegedly, not disclosing all the information they could have. And maybe the FBI realized that. They start doing their own investigation and deep dives. And this is probably way bigger than what people realize. This is probably just phase one. Like Jay said, they wanted to make it a point and put all eyes on this. How do you do that? You do it on opening week when the NBA has just signed a new media deal with a new network. There was 5.6 billion people watching. Million people watching. The most since opening night since the 2010 LeBron James game. They said, I seen that on X earlier.
Wow.
So all eyes were on these type of situations. So when people are now watching these games at a high rate, like Jay said, every game is popping. Almost every game so far this season has been successful, like the big ones. All eyes are here. So why not do this at the prime time and put a spotlight to the NBA and what they're doing behind the scenes? I agree. I think this was intentional.
Yeah.
I think it was targeted. Whether it's right or wrong, either way, what these players are doing is wrong. I think they took an opportunity and they wanted to spoil the big nights, and it's definitely the most talked about things.
And like Earl just said, to spoil the big nights, like, this is, in my opinion, it's the best opening week I've watched.
Yes.
Like, every game has damn near been a banger. And like, it's just being overshadowed by this. It's really unfortunate for the league. And the league that gets talked about as losing ratings or whatever. Yep. The league's been eating lately. And like, for this to overshadow it, kind of unfortunate. But like Sham said, though, last year there was only 5 arrests made. In a year's time, there's been 31 arrests made. Not including NBA players, but staff, NBA, outside the mob in general. There's been 6 times the arrests made in 1 year. There are more to come. I hope that this gets handled in the right way, because we saw the NBA already drop the ball. Like, Malik Beasley was Malik Beasley not cleared by the feds, but the NBA still investigating?
Yeah, New York Criminal Court. He was cleared by them. Yeah,
so we got to see what happened with Malik Beasley. Jonte Porter's already had.
If he was cleared by the New York court, I think he's fine. But
He's still not on an NBA team, Omar. He's still not on the team.
I mean, I think this put like a hamper on anybody that even considered.
But Omar, you got to think though. A lot of these other people were cleared too. Terry Rozier was cleared by his local or his state official people.
I don't even think.
But once the FBI gets involved, it's cooked. They literally were like, Terry Rozier, you're good. But once the big dogs come in, they are going to look at everything. They're looking at every connection you didn't think possible.
Handcuffs and shackles. I was like, is this necessary?
That's what happens when you get arrested, though. I mean,
it's a very, very unfortunate situation, y'all. But we're gonna move on to the next topic.